Most importantly, I really don't give a fuck about this election. Everybody keeps telling me I should. Oh, everybody loves talking about it, and for good reason. We haven't had one quite like this before. But to talk this much about it, to incessantly chatter on every message board, to break up families and friends, all to support one of two megalomaniacal millionaire mass murdering motherfuckers, is it worth it? Over the past year and a half, everything on the news, on social media, from all the major news outlets, has been either about a goddamn dead gorilla, or the big presidential election. This is what the public gets in their feed. That's why Facebook calls it a feed. We're being fed this garbage. Like we're cattle. And now it's all we know how to eat. It's all we know how to digest. It's actually become the prelude to any conversation. See, before this circus started, people used to talk everyday niceties about the weather. That's how you would start something. You'd be like, oh, how's the family, or how's the weather? Lovely weather we're having, eh, darling? And you know what you would say? You'd say, yeah, now what the fuck do you want, Mr. Homeless Guy? The weather is not a great point of interest, as it should be. Because you're not supposed to talk about it forever. It's supposed to be an appetizer to the main course. And it's supposed to be something that we mostly agree upon. Yes, it is lovely weather we're having. It's kind of a universal pleasantry. And that is a proper segue into a real discussion. But now people have wasted so much time obsessing over this long, drawn-out Peter Jackson fart-fest epic big presidential election that it's quickly replaced all the proper segues. And that is frankly quite dangerous at a time when all the things wrong with this country, if you had a scroll, if you unrolled it, it would wrap around the globe 8 times, including the depths of the ocean, and then John Oliver, like a fucking dickhead, comes and writes more. Husbands and wives nowadays are so far gone in their relationships, they just say, shit, nothing else to talk about, guess I'll rag on my wife about what Hillary did in Libya. Yeah, Libya, a country that I can't find on a map with 3 tries and a hint. Well, what else is there to talk about but Clinton and Trump? That's all that they present us. God forbid we think outside the box. Society would collapse. I mean, what else are you going to talk about? How exciting is your life? That's the reality. Your life isn't exciting. What else are you going to talk about? Timmy's soccer tryouts? About how he keeps getting his ass kicked by the Mexican team? Who had to all pitch in to buy a soccer ball? Meanwhile, your privileged white kid is wearing knee pads, skin pads, shoulder pads, diamond-crusted cleats. His team is called the Mama's Boys, and everyone gets a trophy. Grow up. I threw my soccer trophy out the car window on the ride home because I knew how worthless it was. I hit a kid on a bicycle. It was a great moment. The kid was Mexican, but I didn't know if I should have felt bad about it because on one hand, he probably deserved the trophy way more than I did, but on the other hand, that bike was probably stolen. But the reality is, this election is all we know. Garbage in, garbage out. The problem with getting into political debates is, 1, nobody in this country knows what the fuck they're talking about. 2, nobody's ever gonna change their mind. Ever. You have a better chance of successfully raping and coming in the ass of Chuck Norris than you do changing someone's political views. Nobody's ever going to change their mind and switch candidates this election, except for a special brand of inbreds. A select few of this special type of moron. We have a euphemism for them. They're called the undecided voters. Like this guy Ken Bone in the red sweater. How small-minded have we become? We made a guy famous for wearing a red sweater. That's it? Was the sweater magic? That's the only excuse I can think of for this shit. It must be a magic sweater, in which case we should go kill Ken Bone right now because we want that sweater! Fuck Ken Bone. Fuck that pedophile, lovely bones, fat-ass motherfucker. Looks like Del Griffith's creepy twin. I can't decide. I just can't decide. Hillary and Trump are both such wonderful people. I want to vote for them both. Can't they both win? Can't they both get trophies? Can you imagine the struggle Ken Bone has at the store over brands of shampoo? How did he even get out of the door deciding which socks to wear? Stay home, you fucking weirdo, and stop ogling the cheerleaders behind a newspaper. You're not convincing at all. Nobody reads the newspaper, and if you look closely, there's an article with your picture in it. This is the face of the undecided voter, folks. Faced with a choice that isn't even real to begin with. They ought to make him a judge at a county fair chili contest. Let's decide which chili tastes the best. They put him with like 8 other jurors. He's the only one who can't make up his tongue. Takes the chili jury a whole week to reach a consensus. The guy comes out and be like, I'm sorry, we're gonna need a retrial. We're at a stalemate. He's caught between Greg's beef chili and Jan's turkey chili. Mr. Bone, the festival's over and everyone's all rained on and you ate all the chili and you still can't decide! You fucking loser! Most people don't agree on this election, and you know what? Even if they do, guess what? They still don't know when to shut the fuck up. They don't just say, oh, my mind is made up. I'll wait till November 8th. And I'll go back to my Pebble collection. No, doesn't work that way, because they keep getting sucked in by the media with the constant stream of scandals and sound bites and scapegoats. Who said this and who raped that and who's Hitler and who's worse than Hitler. When really, the only choice you have in 2016 is a really bad game of Would You Rather. Would you rather have a metal dildo that was dipped in liquid nitrogen up your ass? Or would you rather have a flaming firewood dildo up your ass? Both are extremely painful, but one's slightly more fun to watch. Maybe that would be a hard choice to face for some people, like, except, oh yeah, you don't have to make it. You can literally just stay home. And you guys wonder why I've gone crazy? I'm sure if Bill Hicks didn't die of cancer, he would have killed himself eventually.